Welcome to Spam Filter for Your Brain, bite-sized ponderings on how our thoughts influence our behaviour and our lives, and because we're all connected, how our thoughts impact the world. I'm here to help people reconnect with their bodies and declutter their brains. And I don't believe that we should just magically know how our emotions and our thoughts impact our lives if no one ever teaches us. So let's learn this stuff together. What makes you happy? Trick question. I don't think it's a thing that makes you happy. I think it's your thoughts that make you happy. I am of the firm belief that our emotions are caused by our thoughts. And that can be a very empowering and very frightening thing all at the same time. We can think that our emotions are just like little puddles that we fall into according to what's going on around us. But actually, I think that our emotions are caused by the stuff that's going on in our head. You can probably think of a whole handful of examples of something that would make one person really happy. Having a new car, going out for the night, someone cancelling on them and giving them a free evening. And that same thing, those exact same circumstances might make somebody else frustrated, miserable, anxious, disappointed. The thing stays the same, but our thoughts about it change. And it is our thoughts that impacts what goes on in our body and all of these signals that we give a great big job title to and we call emotions. And this is really important to know because our brains are really keen on telling us that if we change the external circumstances, if things were just a bit different, we would feel something different. But in truth, it's what we're thinking about the things that's going to change the way that we feel. So when I ask you what makes you happy, what it is more useful to think is to try and identify, okay, is happiness an emotion that I want here? Sounds like a silly question, but maybe it isn't. There's a whole load of things I don't want to be happy about. Is happiness something that you're trying to aspire to here? And if it is, what do you think someone who was feeling happy in these circumstances might be thinking? Because once you've identified that, you can reverse engineer your way back there. Happiness isn't like a block of cheese that you just take a slice of and you have and you take away and you have a little nibble of. Happiness is something that is generated from the way that we view the world. It is from our life experience, our thought, our ethics, our reasoning, a whole load of things coming together that tell us as individuals that this set of circumstances is the thing that generates a good feeling within our body. And you can practice that. It's a muscle that you can build. It's something that you can decide on ahead of time. So, for example, I have quite a busy work weekend this weekend, and I've decided that I'm going to be really excited about it. I've decided that there's going to be moments where I'm going to be really happy about the fact that I've got all of these incredible opportunities and I get to work with such wonderful people. Deciding that ahead of time means that my brain, which is a little evidence collector, is going to start looking for those circumstances around me and tell me, my brain's going to tell me that these things are true. It's going to start looking for all of those reasons when it is really incredible that I get to do this phenomenal work with such wonderful people. And the more I see that, the more I'm going to be like, huh, I was right. And I am happy here. This is amazing. There is also a chance that if I didn't decide that ahead of time, I could be at the whims of, oh, well, my body isn't functioning quite in the way that would be really useful under these circumstances. I'm very tired. I'm in a lot of pain, even though I am getting to do amazing things. If my body was different, or if my life was different, I would be able to enjoy this more. I would be able to give more. I'd be able to get more out of it. Now, none of those things are not true. But it just doesn't serve me in any way whatsoever to be focusing on them. It's not that I'm denying that they're there, but I only have a certain amount of hours in the day, and I only have a certain amount of brain space, and I definitely only have a certain amount of energy. And what I give my attention and my focus to is the thing that causes my sensations in my body that I call my emotions. And when I realize that I'm the director of the whole game, that I can just start plotting and planning this whole story ahead of me because I know what I want to feel in these circumstances, I can decide ahead of time how this story is going to play out. So this is just a little tidbit this week to help you just try and look, rather than thinking, if you have something that's coming up in your life and you're like, I don't know how that's going to play out, or this is going to be quite a tricky event. If you have the time and space, and I'd recommend you finding the time and space, perhaps you could pause ahead of time and go, you know what? I'm going to decide how I feel here. I know what I want to be feeling here. And I can start practicing that stuff ahead of time. Because when you're in the thick of it and everything else is going on, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to come up with creative, fun, accessible thoughts as easily as you could do ahead of time. So your game plan is to think about what you might want to feel, to think about what someone who was already feeling that might be thinking, and start practicing it. This is a strategy that I use over and over again in my life and I find super useful. If you would like to give it a go, I'd love to hear how you get on with it. There are a whole load of very practical, simple tools and strategies that we teach just like this inside Self-Care School. If you would like to come along, have a look in the show notes. There's loads of resources there, and I hope to see you inside. If you've been enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, you will love Self-Care School. Self-Care School is longer versions of this, more in-depth and more personalised. We have a whole hub of courses from body image to boundaries, perfectionism, time management, and a whole range of other topics. You name it, there's probably a course on it. But most importantly, we also have a weekly group coaching call where you get to apply this stuff to your everyday life and get support to try and untangle your own story from some of the emotions that you might not be enjoying in your life. If you would like to learn how to apply this work to your specific situation and to be building a life of your dreams, I would love to see you inside. Do pop over to selfcareschool.co.uk.